this in class as well. Now, 14 guys, okay? So, what 14 is it's a linear equation, and you're required to prove that does it intersect. So, 14 represents a line. This one here represents a curve of some variety, okay? As it turns out, it's actually a circle. Now, if the line doesn't hit the circle, there's no solutions. It means you can't do the question. If the line does hit the circle, it means there's two sets of x values and two sets of y values. If it hits it once, there's one x value and one y value. It's all about how many times does it hit. If it hits once, there's one x and one y. If it hits twice, there's two x values and two y values. If it doesn't hit at all, it basically means that there's no answer will work for this, okay? So here's what we're going to do. Step 1, identify the linear. Which one's the linear, guys? Y equals 10 minus x. How did you know it was the linear? Huh? It has no x squareds or y squareds, okay? And this one here is the quadratic. Now, in the linear, do we have one of the letters on its own? Is one of the letters on its own in the linear equation? Which letter is on its own? Y. Because y is on its own in the linear, this means that when you get to the quadratic, you have x squared plus. Now you substitute in for y. What you substitute in for y? 10 minus x to be squared. Now, that means 10 minus x multiplied by 10 minus x, which in turn is 100 minus 10x minus another 10x plus an x squared, which in turn is x squared plus, now what did I say it was? 100. The two of them combined, minus 20x plus x squared. Bring the 42 out the other side, minus 42. Now, it's a quadratic equation, so what you do next? Sorry? Yeah, just give me 1 sec. I'll just, oh here. There we go. So just keep it all together. Okay. So what we do next, guys, is we're going to form the quadratic equation, and what Sam said was true. It's 2x squared, because it's x squared plus the other x squared. Then minus 20x. Now, plus 100 minus 42. Plus 58 equals 0. Now, you can divide by 2 if you want. It's your call. I'd just go straight into it. A equals 2. B equals minus B, therefore. Plus 20. And C, 58. I then have the minus B formula up the top, ready to go. B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Now, you can do this two ways. First way is minus b is 20 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 20 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 58, all over 2 times 2. Okay, you go to your calculator, and you can show basically it's minus 20 squared minus 4 times 2 times 58, close bracket. It says math error. Math error means that this equation in particular cannot be solved. Therefore, there is no points of intersection between the curve and the line. You can write that out. Some other people did it. That's perfectly acceptable. Some other people followed through, and they said, oh, it's square root of minus 64. And the square root of minus 64? Anybody? 8i. So some people got the answer 5 plus 2i, because 20 divided by 4 is 5. 8i divided by 4, 2i. And some people said these are complex answers. Complex answers don't make sense as points of intersection. Therefore, there is no point of intersection. Okay, so with number 10, it's slightly different, okay? Number 10 has L is x minus y minus 1. That's your linear. and C is your quadratic. Now you can see that it's a bit jumbled up, this one. Okay. Now which one's the linear and which one's the quadratic? Which one? That's the linear. Is any of the letters on its own yet? The answer is no. So bring the y and bring the 1 over the other side, and what happens? X equals plus y plus 1. X is now on its own. Because x is on its own, you go to the quadratic, and anywhere you see an x, you replace it with y plus 1. So what's going to happen here is it's going to be y plus 1 multiplied by y plus 2 equals, now what did we say x was again? Y plus 1 minus 15. We multiply it out. Y times y, y squared. 1 times y, y plus 2. Now what's 1 minus 15? Minus 14. Bring everything onto one side. Now y comes out the other side, we get y squared. Y squared plus y minus y plus 2 plus 14 equals 0. Now, what happens to the y's? Cancel. Now, y squared plus 16 equals 0. Now, we did this in the last exercise. Anybody remember doing this in the last exercise? Can anybody tell me what to do? You're not going to do the minus b this time. Over the other side, y squared equals minus 16. And then when you square root it, and ry equals minus 4i. Now, what you write down underneath? These are complex answers. Therefore, what can you say then? There is no point of intersection between the curve and the line. Everybody cool with that? Bottom line.